I'm Gala from AI Creative Tools. Today I want to walk you through the Junk Journal Prompt Builder, what's inside it, and how to get the best out of it for junk journal designs. This is a short, focused guide. If you want the full step-by-step or how the builder works in general, setup, buttons, all the basics, we have a separate guide just for that, linked in the description. Here we'll stay close to junk journals. Let's open the builder. The drop-downs are grouped into three sections: Format, Composition, and Style. Format is your main section. This is where you tell AI what you are making. The theme comes first, then the product type, and the background follows them both. You can see it as I make my selections. Now the Composition section. Here you can find the main subject and subject details. As you can see, subject details come first, before the main subject. And if you don't pick any subject at all, subject details also disappear from your prompt because they don't exist without the subject. Then decorative elements, and these are some elements which are scattered around your main object, and if you don't have one, they also can be used, as you can see. And finishing touches is just what it sounds like, some subtle effects on the background or the edges. Finally, the Style section. Here you have colors, art style, and effects and details. In colors, I personally strongly recommend you to use mood boards. This is something I use every time. You have just a short name for a mood board and several colors which appear when you pick one. The art styles are split into techniques, historic styles, and art movements. And in most cases, we recommend adding at least one of the techniques. But try to avoid contradictory instructions, something like a watercolor art style together with a layered composition. Not every AI can follow such a complex mix well. And effects and details is my personal favorite. This is really a treasure chest, and I'll explain more about it in a minute. Now let's take a look inside these drop-downs and which combinations tend to work well. Whatever you're making, when you build from scratch, our bare minimum recommendation is this. Always pick your product type and the theme. If the option you want is missing, you can always add it, either in the table on the right or in the dedicated Your Options sheet. Once you have a product type and a theme, you can go straight to refine. Just don't forget to pick your AI tool. Or you can add something to the Describe Any Changes field, or make a few more selections from the drop-downs. When you make full canvas product types, our goal is a usable, printable page with as little cropping as possible. We want to avoid photos of pages shot at an angle, pages sitting in some interior, and so on. Adding full page composition from effects and details can help if your AI is struggling with it. On the other hand, adding a background isn't always a good idea. It can push the AI toward a mock-up layout. When you make an isolated element, it's good practice to pick a white or some other clean background and optionally the clipart format from effects and details. When you make a background paper, add blank center area from effects and details. If your tool is known for struggling with the semi-realistic look, which is the core of junk journal aesthetics, add realistic look or heavily distressed from effects and details. And by the way, you can pick several terms from one drop-down. Just click this Edit button, then scroll down, allow multiple selections, done, and now you can pick several. As you can see, they all appear in your basic prompt. For flat illustrations, you can add flat design, and for a 3D look, 3D design, or maybe layered collage effect, or if it suits your project, carved paper style. And don't forget the parameters. They are your shortcut to aspect ratios and to negative prompting. And now, after you generate an image from your refined prompt, you might see something is missing. Just add your comments to the Describe Any Changes field. For example, may the center area be more clean, or add more elements to the bottom part of the page. A good habit here is to use more words rather than less. They are clearer to the AI. So instead of less dark, say lighter. And don't be shy to repeat yourself if your AI is stubborn and won't make the image you want. Now, some tools have their own limits. Leonardo's Lucid, for example, isn't the best for shabby looks, and that's a downside of the tool. Prompting can't always fix that. But in most cases, writing heavily distressed, realistic look, shabby chic style, and the edges are slightly worn, all in one prompt, will only help. Just avoid repeating exact same terms several times, that will barely do anything. Now let's move to the variation generator sheet. For better results, we always recommend writing something in the what should change between variations field. Don't leave it empty. If you do leave it empty, the AI can get repetitive with its subjects, not inside one generation, but between generations. Here are some good examples of what you can write. Change the main subjects staying in the book's theme, or make variations with the following subjects: lady's portrait, candelabra, clock tower, and so on. Or make same pages, changing only the color palette. This gives you much more control. A quick look at the visual examples sheet. My own favorite tool for junk journals for now is Recraft. As updates arrive and new AI tools come out, this might change, but you'll always find the latest pick in the actual builder. And now let's jump to the quick start sheet, a good thing to do in the end of our guide, to the guide section. All in all, we recommend checking our What AI to Pick for Junk Journals article on our website. It gets updated over time too. And if we add other guides and useful resources, you'll find them here as well. And we really do recommend spending a bit of your time exploring this. We put a lot of effort into everything we make. That's the Junk Journal Prompt Builder. I hope this makes your next pages a little easier to create. Now go open your builder, pick a theme, and see what you come up with. Happy creating, and I'll see you in the next one.